Simultaneous orgasms are not the norm.
Really? I'm sorry.
Somebody's lying to you, Nick.
Sugar daddy. Have you been one or have you had one?
I don't know.
Don't you ever.
Before one of my children were born, she was in a different relationship.
What conversations did you have to have with the boyfriend in order for things to be copacetic?
None?
Are you a sugar daddy?
More than happy to be one, man.
Like 1 out of 4 people have an STI or STD.
1 out of 4? I'm glad it's only 3 people at this table.
Tonight on Nick Cannon at Night, intimacy expert and best-selling author of The Game of Desire, it's Shan Brady. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist, and the author of the 4 intimacy styles is Dr. Vivianna Coles.
Welcome to another episode of Nick Cannon at Night, where we talk about love, sex, relationships with the experts and our personal friends. So this is definitely gonna be an interesting episode.
Well, I feel like we can all kiki, because I heard you drop a lot of gems. When I just sat here for the last episode,
Yeah.
you dropped a lot of gems, so I'm
I
excited.
I can talk from experience. That's all I'll say, but I don't think I know much. I'm always a student and willing to learn. So this is gonna be a good one. So everybody put their drinks up. It's time for the nightcap. As we know, there's things that people believe to be true about intimacy, and there's things that we can definitely call cap. If you believe it to be true, go ahead and take a drink. If you think it's cap and you're right, you can still take a drink. Let's see what they say. All right, the first nightcap for the night is the average time for sex is under 10 minutes. Truth or cap?
Wait, can you define sex?
All right, that's a good question. All right, let's see what it says.
True. Okay, I was on true.
It's true.
It is true.
Sorry.
Studies put the average at 5 to 7 minutes of actual intercourse.
Yes.
Now, Shan asked a good question. She said, how do you define sex? Foreplay isn't part of that.
Well, not in this statistic, but absolutely 5 to 7 minutes is the average. Of course, you have people who can last a lot longer, and that can be pleasurable. They can last a lot longer, and it's not so pleasurable. And the opposite is true, too.
And that's the question, like, if we're talking about, we're just gonna have an amazing night.
Yeah. I mean, look, the more variety, the more activities that you have in a sexual
what we can
experience,
do in an hour?
the higher the pleasure is. So you can do all sorts of stuff.
I think it's important to contextualize all of this, okay? So, have you ever watched mob movies before?
Yes.
When is the time that the guy who owes money usually gets jumped? When he's making love, when he's intimate with a woman, when he's laid up. Why?
They bust in the room.
Right,
Yeah.
because he's hyper-focused, he's defenseless, and very vulnerable. So let's take things back to 195,000 years ago. We're gonna go to Ethiopia because we owe humanity to Africans. That's where the oldest
let's go
fossils
there.
were found. Now, there was a crazy drought, imagine that, right? And there's 2 men left in the tribe, Nick and Nate.
All right.
Nick can last 1 hour.
Right.
Nate can give you 5 solid minutes.
He gonna populate.
Who do you think is gonna be more responsible for surviving and procreating?
Nate.
So we come from a long line of quick comers. We are all here because of quick comers. So some people, again to the doc's point, are going to go on the higher side, but majority of us will be there. Normalize that. And if you require more penetration, which 1/3 of women will orgasm for penetration, 2/3 require outer clitoral stimulation. So other 2/3 of women are mostly looking for intimacy, connection, and if anything, the sensation. You can get that in 7 minutes or so. But everybody else, that's why you have toys, you have tools, you communicate that, and if worse comes to worse, you can use methods like mindfulness or medicinal use.
Talk your shit, Shan. That's what I'm talking about. But, and again, to that point, I feel like a lot of it is ego. I mean, when we're talking about it, ego on the guy side, because, again, if men are being honest, we can make ourselves come in 30 seconds. But
Some.
I'm saying,
Nick, you can.
no, I'm
and
saying, like, as a man, like, if I'm in the like, masturbation
You
for
can
a
know
man
what
is
to do to
super
get you there.
if you
Yeah.
need to. But in an intimate setting, you're like, I'm here to please this woman. Therefore, if we're on the same page and we got chemistry, I know how long she wants me to go. And I know what it is, because there's nothing like that climax to where you both have that moment in orgasm
That is
simultaneously.
very unusual.
Well, as a
very
person with a
rare.
penis,
Why is
school
that
us.
unusual?
When you get to the
Very
place.
If it's somebody, if it's a partner that you actually know and you guys know what to do.
Simultaneous orgasms are not the norm.
Really?
Hell no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody's lying to you, Nick.
No, but to that point, I've also, we talk about it all the time. They say 75% of women fake their orgasm.
Yeah.
But you also know
You might
if
feel pressure.
But if you have partners that you know and that's your partner and you know what they like, you know what to do to
You
get them where they
can be
can get
conscious
to.
enough to time things,
Yeah.
but it's, I mean,
because we
it's
as
very
men,
rare.
we can control when we come, is what I'm saying. So if I know, and again, as a pleaser, if I know like, through communication in the process, she's like, oh, I'm about to come. I'm like, okay, now we can get to this point and we will make sure that we experience this climax together.
Well, medicine for premature ejaculation wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar industry if men could just control when they climax.
Is there medicine?
Of course.
I know there's medicine to keep it up, but there's medicine for premature
You haven't seen the
ejaculation.
Hims commercial? There's medicine for premature ejaculation. There's techniques and there's coaches. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So that means to say that most men can't control it unless they're going to be doing stop. Hold on. Let's change positions. Let's take a break right now. Hold on. And that might actually break up the intimacy that I desire, the connection I desire. I think that simultaneous orgasm is possible, but let me ask, is the woman usually doing outer clitoral stimulation while you're penetrating to get her to that place?
Nah, not all the time. Again, and I'm only saying that when it's somebody that you guys
A vibrator, being on top?
I mean, all of
I'll
those.
go with the
I'm
doc.
not
They're
against-
lying. I'll go with the doc. I side with her on that.
Again, because I'm really trying to speak from a place of like not ego. I'm just talking about as a person who the goal is.
You're promoting conscientious.
Yeah, like I'm looking for a
partnership
real connection.
in the bedroom.
I'm grown. Like, there's no reason for me to just, like, I'm not looking to be like, ooh, I'd hit that. Like, if it's somebody that I'm intimate with, it's a process, it's an experience. So it's not, I'm just trying to time it out and trying to figure it out. It's like, these are people that I know. We know each other's bodies. We know what we like. We know how that is gonna happen. So it's different every time. It's not only like, ooh, all right, let's try to make it happen. But as if I'm going into this act is like I'm looking to please this woman. Also, I'm not looking at the clock either, but I know what she likes and what's gonna get her to that point. So, but again, as we know, 75% of women are faking orgasms, which is so toxic. But but in that process, it's like what are we, if we don't align and if we don't really have the chemistry, then we just pretending.
But some people don't know that until they've already had sex. They don't I mean, we hope, and of course studies have shown that the longer you're with someone, the better, when more pleasurable your sex life is reported to be.
Right.
But what about all of the beginning and you're kind of fumbling through that?
But even to your point, like and again, like this is news to me as well, because if a guy comes quick, that should make a woman feel good. Like she should be like, especially if it's a new experience.
Well, here's the thing though, because
then it's like, I'm back at it. I could go again.
But a
I was
lot
just
of-
excited. Like, let's get back to it. Like, it's like.
but a lot of women are trying to help their male partners understand that if they don't orgasm when they want or when their partner wants, it's not always an indication of their feelings about the person.
Right.
So you saying, well, then don't they know that if they're coming quickly, that's because they're just so hot? No, not usually. So early ejaculation is defined by less than 2 minutes or before you're ready and wanting to ejaculate. Less than 2 minutes. Sometimes it happens before even
Because y'all be
penetrating
judging men,
the
calling him
person.
little 2 minute brother, quick pumper, all of that type. But that's because he's super attracted to you.
That is not always the case, though. That could just be that he has.
If I'm not attracted to you,
No. But you just said something earlier, and look, you're not alone in this. You said a man can get himself off in 30 seconds. That is problematic for partnered situations.
My handy
I'm
hand.
constantly trying to help men
Right.
to not use a death grip because someone's vagina is not going to make that happen, and to not come so quickly because when you're in a partnered experience, you don't want to necessarily come that quickly. And if you've accustomed yourself once, twice, 3 times a day sometimes to getting used to that, you might be doing yourself a disservice.
And is it like things like semen retention and you know, actually.
Like edging?
Yeah, when you tap into like the Kundalini and all of that type of
I mean,
stuff.
I
Of just
think-
actually understanding.
No, it could just mean-
controlling all of your chakras.
That can happen, yes, of course you can tap into that, but something as simple as not always masturbating when you're quick on the run, I gotta go to work, or I'm trying to go to sleep, and it's being more conscious. Take yourself on a date a little bit, do something that would last more like 5 to 7 minutes, not the 30 seconds.
I'm so confused.
Tell me, why are you confused?
Because to me, it's like, again, there's part of it that's all we're talking about is ego. And like, ooh, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Or is the woman saying, are we feeding that? Or an actual real connection of intimacy with someone that it doesn't matter when it happens if there's real.
So again, if
love
we
and
weren't
intimacy.
in a place, in a society that says the sex act is done when the man ejaculates, we wouldn't be having this conversation. A lot of times when men ejaculate,
They go to
they're
sleep.
done. So we want them to say, hey, maybe spend a little bit more time. And on top of that, 20 plus minutes are needed more for a woman to experience a higher level of pleasure and
Really?
possibly orgasm than men. So we're talking about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. That's still nowhere near the 20 minutes.
So wait, you saying a woman needs 20 minutes,
At least.
but we've already seen that
At
the
least.
average process is 5 to 7 minutes.
See?
But then
See
go
the
back
issue?
to the 2/3 of women are not going to orgasm from penetration alone. So if we broaden the definition of sex from just penetration, and if we actually stop even using foreplay as a way to describe oral sex, because foreplay represents that it's an option, it's an appetizer, but that's core play for 2/3 of women.
I
That's
like
what
that.
they require in order to get off. So I think at the end of the day, as long as people have your attitude, Nick, which I'm going to champion that. I'm here to please. I'm here to make sure that you get yours. I want us to feel connected throughout this. I'm gonna make sure, because for a lot of women, a barrier to orgasm is the mental.
Right.
So I'm gonna make sure that we're good up here, and that whatever we have to do between then and now to get to that point, let's do that together. And if it happens at the same time, great. If you come and then she needs you for a little bit afterwards to do a little bit of DJing, you're down for that too.
I love it. I think we're saying the same thing, and we ain't even got to the first question yet. So let's go ahead and check in with our first at-nighter.
Talking to this one dude, right? He was super cool, everything. I started to get to know him, and it turns out he has a newborn and he still lives with his baby mama. That doesn't sit right with me, so I let him know that. And he got very bothered, so he started tripping out of his eggshell little f***ing car, calling me out of my name. But, you know, my ass just walked away and ignored his ass because we don't have time for that. I don't condone that type of behavior. Best believe your girl walked away because I'm not dealing with none of that.
It all depends what you want, in my opinion. I mean, you guys are the experts, but
I think you might be the expert on this one, Nick.
hilarious. I mean, if he was honest enough to let her know his situation, he was like, look, I still rock with you. And then that question of, do you think I'm a good person or not?
Those are two different things.
But I'm saying it came up because she's saying, I'm trying, like clearly this was a situationship. She started falling a little harder. He was honest about like, this is my situation at the crib, but I still want to rock with you. And she's like, no, I'm gonna call it off. So I think she made the right decision because she was only gonna get deeper and she did not like the infrastructure of, yo, you got a brand new kid and you probably still intimate with the mother of your child.
She would have been the one creeping in on their situation.
Right.
And that's not a great place to start.
But at least he was honest.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll give him
unpopular opinion here. As a mother of kids who are 2 and 4, I would love if my partner stayed with me, even if we couldn't romantically work anymore, through those long nights, through the tediousness, the tiresomeness, through the postpartum depression. This is why people's parents come and live with you. You require support, you require community. And so it's possible for him to compartmentalize and provide that community and support without it being intimate. And I wanna get your take on this because Esther Perel, who we all know and love, but she is a sex therapist who essentially said that from her observation, women are attracted to fathers and they find that to be a turn on when they see a dad dadding. But men aren't necessarily turned on by a mom who's momming. So the threat that Oh, because they're parenting
Pregnant
together.
women turn me on. So that's a beautiful thing. But I'm not saying, like, usually I've impregnated them. I'm not talking about other people.
But don't you think it's possible to compartmentalize and say, okay, look, romantically, we're not working out. However, we do want to be able to provide for that child, and I want to be able to support you through one of the most difficult times in your life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay here in the home. But just so you know, we're not going to be romantic. Possible?
Absolutely possible. I don't know if that was that scenario, but I've been in that scenario. You know, I've been in that situation where it's just like, hey, we're not intimate any longer, whatever. I've been in a, you know, even personally speaking, before one of my children were born, she was in a different relationship. So it was like I've seen it from all different angles, but
While your partner was pregnant and about to give birth, she had a different romantic
she was already,
partner.
yeah. So, but in that scenario, to your point, I agree with you. As a father, you're always gonna wanna do everything that you're supposed to do, your fatherly duties. And part of that is managing and operating within that postpartum scenario. So sometimes she needs a break and doesn't even wanna have to deal with the child because she's working on herself or dealing with herself. So you gotta be able to step in at any time to do that.
Yeah.
But I also believe in, you know, we were joking earlier, but there's something about, you know, I believe a woman's sexuality that gets enhanced obviously during pregnancy and even right after, like there's certain needs and stuff like that too. So it's quite difficult to not be intimate with the mother of your child in those first few months or even years.
Are you saying that postpartum, most women want to have sex more?
Now, I can't generalize that. From my own personal experiences, women want to be loved more during that time. And as the father, you should be able to offer that up. Now, how that is, it doesn't necessarily need to be intercourse, but to that point, like you said, you just want someone there. You want someone to cuddle with. You want somebody to be able to make you feel safe. You want somebody to be able to scratch that itch or wherever that itch is, to be able to say, oh, I feel safe and secure in this space as I'm nurturing this child.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know studies have shown that one of the biggest breakup issues for new couples is exes. So in this situation, it almost seems like you need to be there for your partner in all the ways, not necessarily romantically, but all the ways, to be that support, because your new partner is probably going to be dealing with insecurity, worry, you know, knowing that your obligations, your duties, your loyalty is with your family. I think that would be really difficult for a new partner to come in on. Of course, sometimes it happens and it works out really well, and couples can make it work, but I think oftentimes that insecurity is going to cause problems.
Absolutely, and we don't judge, but you know, I think if we're talking about traditionally how all of this was set up, you know, that woman, once she's bearing the child and then, you know, she wants to feel
Secure, safe.
with the man that gave her the
Protect her.
child. So but it doesn't always work that way. And so my question even to you in this scenario, like, when is a safe time for both men, the father and the mother, to date if they're not even really, you know, together like that?
If they're not together,
Yeah.
like they haven't been sleeping together at all.
I mean, clearly 9 months ago they was getting it popping, so it had, but in that sense, like, somebody got pregnant, had a baby, at what point should they be able to say, all right, now I can date somebody else?
It's a really scary situation I know, seeing a lot of couples as clients, there's a lot of power, control, concern, fear that shapes the way that people interact. And especially when there are children involved, some people will use their children as pawns to keep control over their partners. And it's really unfortunate, but I mean, I think the women and men who start to really say, okay, I just don't want you with anybody else because it's not because I don't want you with anyone else. We're not going there, but it's because I don't want any other person to be a part of my kid's life.
And that's a natural feeling to have.
No, it's not. It's natural to want to be, we're supposed to be raised by communities. We're supposed to be raised in our hunter-gatherer days in groups. I think it's natural to be jealous, to feel territorial, but it is possible, especially when we've got amazing tools out there like doctors and therapists willing to talk you through it, to compartmentalize those things. I have to go back to your story, Nick, 'cause I think that's fascinating because you have all the keys and the answers. Because your partner was dating somebody else. You guys were still very much co-parenting. What conversations did you have to have with the boyfriend in order for things to be copacetic?
None. but that's even in that scenario to the conversation that I have is with the woman that I had a child with. So in that sense, it's more about, and that's why I said, first of all, you can't be scared of your feelings. If I feel jealous, if it's that, like, if I innately be like, oh, I don't want no other man around my kids, that's gonna naturally, that's my ego talking. But once I can get past that and I can say, oh, this person is gonna be respectful to my child, this person is actually going to help the process that and make this woman happy, then therefore all I gotta do is fall back and allow her to have her happiness. But if I'm allowing my ego to flow, then there's all type of conversations that we can have, and that's only gonna lead to like toxic and unhealthy environments for my child, which that's not what I want. So if we're really going back to what we really want to do, what's best for the child, that's why I asked that question to you, like, what is that healthy time period? Is it when the child is 2? Is it when the child is 4? Or can you just be like, again, like I said, not judging. If somebody says, yo, I just had a child, but I fell in love with this person, who are we to judge to say that that person can't have that experience?
I don't think that there is a hard and fast rule. I would just say if you're at all feeling like you won't be able to be the mother or the parent to your child because of how much effort needs to go into another relationship, that's going to be up to you to decide whether or not you can handle all of that. Some people can. Some people can be parents to lots of kids. Some people are like one and done.
Right.
And we can't judge them. It's just they know what their energy can handle, and if they can't handle more, they shouldn't.
So hopefully we helped her out, and she said, I think she was wise.
I mean, off the Prius comment and the yelling is done. So I think those are the real reasons.
Park a Prius.
Those are the real reasons.
There it is. Let's check in with our next at nighter.
Okay, Nick Cannon, you want us to ask you steamy questions? Well, I got one for you. Let's go. My name is Michelle Walker. I am from New York City, Queens to be exact. My IG is Do I Intimidate You? Okay, question is, I am dating, right? And my preference is to date slightly older, 5 to 10 years older than me, okay? And within this dating and these sexual encounters, some men will blame me for not holding their erection. Make it make sense? They say I'm too tight. So my question to you is, why do some men blame women when they can't hold their erection? Now listen, I have empathy for that. I understand that. Listen, we could talk about it. They don't even want to talk about it. So again, the question is, why do some men blame women that they can't hold their erection and saying that we're too tight? I don't even know what that means, sir.
Okay, New York City.
We love her.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. There's a lot packed in there.
There's a lot there. I honestly...
She intimidated me.
Yeah. She definitely...
She turned me on. I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it.
I'm gonna keep it a stack though. Like, and it goes back to what we've been talking about. It's an ego conversation. Because if she's, and she got a lot of ego as well. Like her literally, what she say her IG is, do I intimidate you? Yes. Yes, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like our ego is there to protect our spirit and to protect our vulnerabilities and the things that we are insecure about. So usually the person with the biggest ego is also has the biggest insecurity. So when you come into a scenario specifically about sex, and she said, I don't know why this is happening a lot with her. She said because she's too tight. I've never heard this, but we'll go along with the story.
She brought up the age thing.
Yeah, she said that men are blaming her.
Yes.
That they're losing their erection And for that conversation, that's a very uncomfortable conversation. So, and then for them to say it's your fault is kind of crazy. That's crazy work but that just lets you know she's dealing with a lot of insecure men.
Yeah.
And because she's so strong and dominant, I could see how what's supposed to be an intimate scenario probably turns into a very uncomfortable and probably even argumentative and placing the blame thing. So I'm sorry you so tight. And I was like, how tight are you? Are you taking you taking erections away? That's like blood pressure type shit. Like, but again, to each his own. I've never heard of this.
So there are different sensations that some men will say are better or not so great for them, but I think she brought up the age.
I got another thing, but I'm gonna let you go. Yeah.
I think she brought up the age
Right.
as kind of saying like they were gonna lose their erection anyway, and they want to blame her.
Right.
Like almost like she's the scapegoat, which is not fair.
You got an opinion? Because I got an interesting
Something's
take.
brewing in there.
I know I have an interesting take, but I want to hear.
Would you like to cook? I can keep my skillet warm.
Nah, you go for it, because mine is going to take us in a whole different direction.
Okay, fair enough.
And I don't want to offend nobody, but, like.
I think that it is her fault.
Yes.
And I don't think that that's a bad thing.
Right.
Many men struggle with performance anxiety, and that in essence means that when they really want to do well, and get an A on that test and show up prepared, that's when they have the least reliable orgasm. And so men like that may even say that I could have sex with someone I don't care about and my erection is very stable. I can have sex with a sex worker and have a very stable erection, but the minute I'm around somebody that I deeply care about, that I really want to impress, that I really like, all of a sudden my erection is no longer reliable. And that's because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start obsessing over like, I want to get hard. And then when you do get into the moment, the easiest surefire way to make sure your body doesn't perform the way it's supposed to sexually is to be in fight or flight. So when your nervous system is triggered, then it's very difficult for you again to get into that focused state where you can genuinely be intimate with somebody. There's a lot of coaches out there who work with men who have performance anxiety. It can be treated with mindfulness. Of course, again, there's medicinal treatments that can be used. So the good thing is it's very curable. What's not curable, to your point, is ego. And saying things like it's your fault versus, hey, baby, this is what you do to me.
Right.
I care about you. I'm excited about you. I'm so turned on by you. And I get so in my head that when we get together, it's hard for me because I want to do it so bad that my body doesn't necessarily respond the way I want it to. So maybe before, let's decenter my erection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me please you. And the worst thing you could do with a man who has performance anxiety, and women, I know we love to do this when we get excited, is to try to reach for that hard dick. Because when a man has performance anxiety and you go to reach for it and it's not there, that's almost one of the most guaranteed ways it's not gonna come for the rest of the night. So allowing him to guide you to the hard dick when it gets there versus immediately going for
Like,
that.
hold on, girl, let me heat him up real quick, and then you can get to it.
Yeah.
This is my take, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I don't know this young lady. To the doc's point, age was a big factor in her testimony. And she was talking about how she liked older men. And she seems like she's a woman of a certain age. And we've had previous episodes we were talking about when both males and females get older, the chemicals in their body change. So, again, she's saying that she's very tight, and that's what is causing the limp dickness. Could it be some other factors that is causing those older men not to be able to stay erect because she's also a woman of a certain
Are you saying that maybe she's a little dry?
Well, she's saying she's tight. Yeah, like, cause she didn't say she had that gushy. She didn't say that it was. She said that her
That's entirely possible.
Her specialty is tightness, which I said.
But to Shan's point, I think that the intimidation factor she seems like somebody who is very sure, secure of herself. She's putting herself out there, and that can be, that energy, bringing it into a new experience, can be something that could be very intimidating, could cause performance anxiety. She may be like, I know what I want, let's go. And he may be like, whoa, this is not what I'm used to,
Right.
especially if he's a bit older. He
Right.
might come from a different age.
So that's all, it's all in her Instagram name.
I hope you're right, though. Because if that's the issue,
It's fixable.
it's lube, baby. Lube for you, lube for me, lube for everybody. Lube is
And
incredible.
you keep it together. She's, like she said, she's very intimidating. So hopefully, again, there's so many ways that we could help. I know I couldn't help you, but these two experts did. And let's see if we can jump into our online written at night. Let's see what they talking about. Says, my girl never says I love you first. Am I tripping, or does that mean something?
I'm sad for Charles.
Yeah, that definitely means something. She ain't with you, Charles.
Some women have trouble initiating affection in general. Like,
But
they're
even
just
in the
not-
words?
Well, in general, they just aren't accustomed to being the first to do that. I mean, in a long-term relationship, it needs to be give and take. Men want to feel wanted. They want to feel desired with words, with actions, all of that. But yeah, Charles, that's sad. I'm sad for Charles.
Maybe we should hook Charles up with the intimidated
Yes.
woman and
Oh,
make
no,
it.
I was thinking the girl from the Prius.
Oh, exactly.
She's gonna go.
Charles need a different type of love. What you think is?
A lot of people didn't grow up in the culture of expressing affection through verbal words. So it might have been acts of service. It could have just been discipline, other ways that people showed love. So I just think that maybe they're not in the habit of showing love in that particular way. So I think Charles should reflect on, like, do I feel loved even if I don't hear the word? And if I feel it, then I can teach my partner the importance of actually, when you do something kind, the word actually means something to me, because that's how I grew up, understanding love. So I think it's possible, but if you don't feel the love and you don't hear the love, then 100% I agree with you guys.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about what he said, it sounds like Charles is putting up the effort. Because he said.
He's just saying it, doesn't mean anything.
But he's saying, like, I always have to say it first. So he's putting up the effort.
Maybe because
and he wants it in return.
cleaned his car, paid his rent, and he's like, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
He
So
shouldn't be complaining.
maybe Charles would be getting more I love yous initiated if he did things for her that made her feel loved.
But if he's taking his time out to write to us, there's some desires that aren't being fulfilled in his relationship. Yeah. So in that sense, he's like, yo, I want my girl to tell me that she loves me, and I haven't gotten that. So. And he's putting up the effort. So again, communication.
So you're saying if he can tweet, he's probably doing everything else right?
I mean, at least he's sharing. He's being vulnerable, is what I'm saying. Because otherwise, he'd be like, look, I say it, and if she said, then it don't really matter. But this is something that seems like it was super important to him. So get your love.
It feels
Charles.
like you might have been Charles before.
I've definitely been Charles before. And no, but that's the thing. You want to, if you're like, and again, the hopeless romantic in me, you want to be loved. Like, if we're talking about the love languages and all that, words of affirmation is probably my number one thing because of my past trust issues or whatever it is. It's like, I need to know, and that's the way I'm comforted, and that's the way I feel the safest, is if someone's telling me.
Well, the good thing is that Charles didn't say she doesn't say it back. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some hope there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is
He just
nice
wants some
to
initiation.
share. It is nice to share the initiation.
There it is. There it is. All right, well, it's time for our anonymous question. Let's see what they talking about. This is usually spicy.
Yo, Nick at Night, I need y'all help. I've been like crazy, and I got some weird discharge coming out, and it burns when I pee. It itch, it stink, but I think I'm getting over it. Do I really gotta see a doctor?
Yes!
Cause, you know they just canceled Medicaid, and I ain't got no insurance, so,
Get your ass to urgent care.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
again, I respect this person. Obviously, they're anonymous. They sound like they're trying to low-key be funny about it, but I mean, that's a real thing. I mean, especially if you
Absolutely.
outside, you in these streets, and
Anytime your body is doing things that are very different and drastically different than they were last week, you need to pay attention to it, because some of these things may sound like, oh, it's just going to stay in my reproductive organs. it can absolutely go systemic. You can have kidney issues, you can have liver issues, and you could have dysfunction for the rest of your life if you don't take care of some of these things. And some of them can be treated very quickly, and others need to be more systemic.
And I feel like guys have the bigger problem when it comes to that, because women, you guys go get checked more, you guys actually care about your bodies in that way to where we have to be told.
Yeah, we're socialized to get our annual exams.
Yeah,
and
like-
men are not.
Guys will just wait to see once you go get your
Once something
annual
falls
exam.
off.
You good? Then we good. Shit. You ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing.
Or what did your doctor tell you? Okay, that's what I'm taking that.
When you get checked, that's us. We both win. And that is not the way to do it.
No.
But I think we have to start being more responsible as men. And, you know, whether it is from protective sex, I know coming from me, that sounds crazy. But definitely, contrary to popular belief, I am a vast believer in condoms. It's just that, you know, when I want a child, I don't use them. But in that sense, in the safety aspect of it, it is something that is prominent and paramount. But also, hygiene. Men don't really, I don't think that's at the top of our list to where we're going to get tested every 3 weeks or how often should one go get tested if they're actually outside, you know?
With every new sexual partner or every 6 months?
Every new sexual partner.
Or every 6 months.
I think most guys is gonna go every 6 months because there's probably guys that are probably having, some dudes, you know, is out here trying to knock something down every week. So probably the responsible thing would be
Yes,
that,
it is.
But
And it's more fun that way. It's more fun when you know what's going on.
Oh no, absolutely. When you know she ain't got nothing and you ain't got nothing and y'all can have a good time.
Or that you do know what you've got and it's open and you know how to deal with it. You know, like 1 out of 4 people have an STI or STD. So
1 out of 4?
yes, look
So
around.
the 3 you sit next to. I'm glad it's only 3 people at this table. Okay, let's open up the floor. Anybody got any questions? Comments?
Not after that.
After that one, yeah. Don't nobody want to ask a question after them statistics. It doesn't have to be about anything like that. Clearly, we have some experts here that can help us out in love, relationships, anything like that.
Oh,
There we go.
Finally, a brother.
All right, so being a marriage expert, sex expert, I think everybody wants to know this. Who cheats more, men or women?
Okay,
I like this question.
And why? Why?
Ooh.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So men tend to cheat more, and they tend to cheat more from opportunistic reasons. Okay. Men tend to put themselves in situations where the opportunity presents itself, so that typically can
Men
happen.
cheat more, but women cheat deeper.
I agree. In my practice, I tend to see a lot of women who will have emotional affairs that then turn into physical in order to keep the emotional going, and men will give the emotion to keep the physical affair going.
Wow.
Yeah.
There it is.
I like this.
I got something for you because you were brave.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. It's called My Vivid Fantasy. It's an intimate couples kit. And I just want to show you because whoever you're going to be home with tonight is going to enjoy this.
Stuff in there.
Okay, so it is a full-sized lube, a toy, a restraint, or blindfold.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this scares me. I need to see what's going on.
An exclusive
It's nice, though.
pillow talk scented candle. Let's see what you think.
That smells amazing. Ooh. So it's like a little sex
But
kit.
more than that, yes, it is. But more than that, there is an exclusive QR code that will take you to places where you can, a website where you can sexplore with your partner. It'll tell you exactly what you need to do with role play, with fantasy, all of that. So.
All I know is it's about to be over 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
About to be over 20 minutes with
There
that right
it is, bro.
Appreciate you.
Awesome question. And of course, you know, I had to go outside and see what the streets was talking about. So let's check in with them and see what they saying.
Sugar daddies at night. Anybody ever called you a sugar daddy?
I mean, I have to a certain extent.
You paid a couple rents.
Oh, I mean, I ain't paying nobody rent, but I mean, you know, the cell phone bills and
Get they nails done.
yeah, nails done. Things I have done.
How much nails going for right now?
150.
150?
The most.
That's easy. She deserve that.
Saying she acting right.
If she acting right, you might get your left side done. Just your left hand and your left foot.
Last week you wasn't acting right, so we gonna get the left side.
We'll talk about the right side next
When
week.
you get right again.
When you get right, you get your right done. The term sugar daddy, what does that mean to you?
Someone that pays you for whatever services you do.
A man that's older than you.
How much older?
Like at least 20 to 30.
Years older.
Yeah.
That can provide for you.
For either like your company or other things.
That's prostitution. I'm talking like,
The line is thin.
it's thin, big.
Yep.
If she is pretty, she's attractive, you spending money on her?
That camera on, huh? Yes.
That's what. So you up for being a sugar daddy?
I ain't that damn old. No.
I didn't know that sugar daddies had an age limit. I thought it was just about somebody who was paying.
She just call him daddy.
Oh, that's just a regular daddy. Ain't no sugar in it. So you dripped out and everything. You ever been a sugar daddy?
Nah.
You never paid for nothing.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Nah, I pay for stuff.
What have you paid for?
Hair, nails, jewelry, bunch of different stuff.
You get them dripped up.
Yeah.
All right. What you normally spend on your women?
Anywhere from a couple hundred to I think I spent about a band before.
You spent the whole band.
Yeah.
Was she your girl? Just a little
No,
something.
she was my girl.
Okay. She deserved that.
Yeah.
When you get older, man, anything that likes you, you like them.
I heard that. How much would you put on it, Joe?
Whatever it takes, man.
You dropping stacks, cause they out here looking for you.
I'm dropping stacks. Man.
Joe, I'm telling you, the ladies want you. Sugar Joe, that's what we gonna call you, all right? You the man, Sugar
Got
Joe.
nothing on you, my brother.
Hey, I'm running out of sugar.
Have I been one?
I mean, I don't you ever.
Nah, if I get the money, then we could trick on each other type shit. Right now, I ain't tricking on shit.
Yeah, there it is. Sugar daddies. I guess it's a real thing. I mean, obviously we're running out of time, but how do you feel about them?
I think that there's not enough communication from the very beginning about what the expectations are for the dynamics, and people are just using each other, and then until the money runs out.
How we feel about sugar daddy?
I think it's as age as old as time. It's been available and been there. I wish more people were honest about what the genuine exchange is.
Yes.
Maybe it's not sexual favors. Maybe it's showing up in public and appearing as if you do sexual
answering
favors.
a text.
And there's nothing wrong with that. No shame for sex workers, like you said. It can be a form of sex work, and sex work can be a beautiful thing. If you get your bills paid and that's a trade you're willing to make, then hey.
To each his own. Are there any sugar daddies in the house tonight? Not lying. Well, it's been another amazing episode of Nick Cannon at Night. Y'all give it up for Shan Boodram and Dr. Vivianna Coles. Like, subscribe, slide in our DMs. We'll holler at you next time. If you like Nick Cannon at Night, you can watch it on YouTube or watch new episodes early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.